cruise news time. Well, I asked you guys what would be the one health protocol that would cause you to quit cruising, and the results are in. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Lido Loca. My name's Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. Well, earlier in the week, I put up a poll on the community tab of the YouTube page with 5 choices, 5 health protocols, and I asked a simple question. If you had to pick one, which one of these health protocols would make you quit cruising? 4,200 respondents over there, 350 plus comments, and there's some really interesting takeaways that we have, and I'm going to give you the poll results, but I also want to talk about something that wasn't in the comments, something that probably would have been in the comments 6 months ago, in the comments a year ago. Have we changed the way we are thinking about cruising? And I think it's a positive change. Let me share that with you in just a second. First, let's talk about the poll results. So I gave 5 choices. I know there might be more reasons, but I tried to key in on the top choices. I asked this, I said, would mask make you quit cruising? A mask protocol. Would a vaccine mandate make you quit cruising? Would pre-cruise testing make you quit cruising? Would port restrictions make you quit cruising? Or would limited social interaction make you quit cruising? And like I said, 4,200 respondents to the poll, and this is the way it shook out. So the thing that would least make people quit cruising, we'll go from the least to the most popular. Pre-cruise testing coming in at number 5. Only 4% of you guys said that pre-cruise testing would be the thing that would make you quit cruising. Number 4, limited social interaction. I thought this would be higher up on the list. I do consider cruising a big time social thing. Only 7% of you that responded said that limited social interaction would be the one thing that would make you quit cruising. Now, look, I'll agree this isn't super scientific. I mean, you're limited to what you can do with these polls on YouTube. You are only able to choose one choice. Maybe if we could have ranked them some way, you'd get a better sense of it. But it is what it is. The question I did ask is, what is the one protocol that would make you quit cruising? So again, you got to keep that in mind when you're thinking about this. Third, mask policies. 13% of the people that responded said it would be masking that would make you quit cruising. The number 2 reason why people would quit cruising would be a vaccine mandate. And then that leaves the number 1 reason why people would quit cruising. 50% of you said port restrictions, which that's really interesting because that doesn't necessarily deal with the what you have to do from a health protocol perspective. That's more of what you can't do on your cruise, and just demonstrating that so much of that cruise experience is being able to go and freely explore other places. 50% saying that would be the thing that would make them quit cruising. Port restrictions. That one took me by surprise. I mean, I really thought that like mask or vaccines was going to be number 1 in the poll. Do you like participating in the polls? Let me give you the quick invite. If you want to be notified when those polls come out, I've got one coming out this afternoon. Make sure you're subscribed to the Lido Loca YouTube channel. The data shows that half of you aren't. What are you waiting on, baby? Come on now, get in. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of the polls or the content or this. Thanks in advance. So in addition to people voting, people also commented, 350 plus comments, and it was interesting. Of course, there were people that ignored the poll directions. I said, don't just put none, just pick one. It's Sophie's Choice. Does anybody remember that movie? But that's okay. A lot of people said, look, none. And then there were people that said that a multiple of those things would make them quit cruising. And it was a really robust comment section, which I always appreciate. I think we learn a lot that way. But what I was looking for in the comments was something that I didn't include on my list of 10 reasons why people would quit. If you want a more extensive look at why people would quit cruising, I did do a video a couple days ago. On the thumbnail it says I quit, and that's what it's about, quitting cruising for certain reasons. I will leave a link to that above. Make sure you check out that video if you want the deeper conversation. But yeah, one thing that was not mentioned in that video, one thing that I did not see in the comments that I did see 6 months ago, a year ago, is fear of quarantine on a cruise ship. This was a hot thing in the beginning because, look, we're past the 1-year anniversary of the Diamond Princess, and the Diamond Princess really the first major virus outbreak on a cruise ship. And the decision was made not to get people off the cruise ship, but to let them quarantine on the cruise ship. And we saw a huge spike in the cases on the Diamond Princess as time went on. Up to 721 passengers on that cruise ship ended up with the virus during that quarantine period, 14 fatalities. And so coming off of the Diamond Princess and early on as the talk of cruise restarts began, comments on this channel and on other channels filled with people saying, I'm not going on a cruise ship. I can't be quarantined on a cruise ship for 2 weeks while this virus is raging. That's not in the comments so much anymore. And I don't know where the shift happened, but I think it does signal good things that people are in tune with the fact that the cruise lines and the governments are talking about dealing with this virus in a different way, dealing with an outbreak in a different way. Me personally, I don't think you'll ever see a quarantine on a cruise ship like that again, because if any lessons were learned from Diamond Princess, that cruise ship quarantine was not the right approach. And so I think people are comfortable with the idea that once cruising restarts, that there will be processes in place where you're not going to be locked down on a cruise ship. At least I don't think that's the way it's going to happen. I don't see anything in the health protocols that suggest keeping people locked down for 2 weeks on a cruise ship is acceptable. Of course, here in the U.S., we're still trying to get approval for test sailings. We're waiting for the next level of technical documents from the CDC. But everything that I've read out of the CDC, there is a strong requirement that there has to be a process in place so that if something happens, you don't have this quarantine on a cruise ship for 2 weeks at a time. I did see this comment a couple times, a concern about what employers would do if you let them know that you went on a cruise. That used to be more prevalent in the conversation also. I see less and less of that. So let me check the pulse there. How's your employer? Will your employer let you travel? Do you still have these same restrictions that used to be in place, or are things changing in the environment for people that have a traditional boss, traditional 9 to 5? Or are they asking about travel? Or has travel been locked down for so long that it's not a consideration, and maybe it will be a consideration again when people start going on cruises? Let me leave this question with you. What are your greatest concerns when it comes to cruising right now? Are you super comfortable? Are you just ready to go? Is there still anything that's nagging you? Leave that comment. It'd be an interesting conversation. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. Please hit the like button. Happy weekend, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. Tony with Lido Loca. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.